We have one of my favorite Nigerian artists in the studio. She's been around. I think Waje, Irobe, you've been, it's not just about over a decade, you've been across maybe 3 or 4 generations of the industry.
Yes.
You were there in the times of MI and P-Square. I mean, they're still there, they're like grandfathers now. Then you transited to the times of Davido, the Whiskey, that's a different generation. And now we have the likes of Rema, and there was this guy that sang this...
and Crayon,
and all these other guys.
Of them
like, that's extraordinary, like that timelessness to evolve across different times of the same industry. What do you need most to be able to do something like that?
I think is speaking your truth, understanding that, you know, strangely, I was having a conversation with MI before I came here to the show, and this was what we were talking about. It's just being uncomfortable with where you are, knowing you want more. And it's not just about the relevance of the music. You're like every business, you get to a point where you think, okay, this isn't what I want. How can I upgrade? And you don't realize that in upgrading, you have increased your lifespan in the industry, so to speak. So I guess that's what it is. There's no hard and fast rule, really.
And you know, in watching this video with Lyra, this video we just saw now, was it very intentional too? Because the dressing was a bit different from what you would see, or the booty shaking and stuff.
Yes, it was.
And quite African.
Yeah, it was because of the message of the song. Especially because when I wrote the song as well, you know, like some of my songs, most things are usually stuff that I can relate to based on stuff that's happened in my life. And I didn't just want it to be about me as well. I wanted people and women and girls to relate. So I thought, okay, let me find a way to speak something in the video and interpret it in other women's lives as well. So that's why we were intentional with the video. The concept wasn't mine, to be honest. It's Clarence.
Okay. I mean, that's his job.
Yes.
Talking about something that has happened in your life.
Yeah.
There was a time this video went viral.
Yes.
That seemed to look like you're giving up on music completely.
Yeah.
I mean, before we even start talking about your album, so what happened?
Well, I had gotten to that point where I just didn't know what else to do in terms of, or rather I didn't understand the times. You know, when I started in the music industry, it was, you have a music record, you have a video, or whatever material you have, you put it out, you promote it, do a few interviews, boom, everybody knows you have, you know. And then this whole technology stuff started, and then let me speak for myself, thought, okay, now outside media, which I have, you know, having my own fans follow me is also another medium of promoting what I have. So I did all that, and still it didn't look like it was working. I didn't get the measure in return based on what I had put in. And because I really wanted the album to sound really nice, I had put in quite a lot, even just the production. You know, so I was just like, you know, maybe it's best to bow out when the applause is more than when you fizzle out, that sort of thing. So, yeah, that was it.
But a lot has changed, because in those days, when I say those, I'm now feeling old myself.
Don't worry, age is nothing but a number.
But in those days, when you release your song, it goes on radio, it goes on TV.
Yes.
You can wait for like 6-7 months and still be expecting it to blow, right?
Yes, you know, but now it's just like, it's supposed to be
like
quick.
if you know blow for like 3 weeks or 1 month,
my never don't move past
go back to the studio.
I'm telling you. And you know the funniest thing about it is you gonna feel like, gee, say you don't release something. You say, mama, how far now? When is the new one coming? I never hear from you in years. You're like, yes, quack.
And I just dropped
drop. So yeah.
What do I have to, if I was in the industry and I was coming in today, what do I have to learn that maybe was not necessary before now?
Well, for me, I would say, have the right team of people. It's one thing to have a team, but the right team of people. Because the truth is, what works for the other person may not work for you. But as a business, there are strategies that are laid out that must work, you know. But when you have the right team, they're doing the work and you can measure the deliverables. And most times, especially with people in my era, we really didn't have that. It was more like, you know, even when you have managers, and you are the manager, you are the this, you're, you know, so it can get tricky sometimes. But have the right people, because then they can tell you, okay, Waje, this is your market. This is who you should promote to. When you think you can promote to 180 million Nigerians at the same time, you must have Dangote's type of money. You know what I mean?
You know, the other thing is, there's no way I'd have a conversation with you and not speak about your friend.
Yes.
I can't even call her, she's like your sister.
My sister.
Or my woman.
Yes.
You guys have this collaboration going on. Can you talk about it?
So we thought that, you know, it was one thing for us to be musicians, but as partners, as friends, we should be able to make money together. That's when iron sharpens iron. Then we started this media company. One of the reasons why was because we had understood the difficulty for other artists, you know, and other people in the creatives as well to create content, you know, and put it out the way they should. So for us, we said, you know, why can't we bridge that gap? And then in the music scene, because we are musicians, even when it comes to soundtracks, because we have great movies, but sometimes the soundtracks and all that are a little bit, you know, and it feels like people are scared to push those boundaries, you know. So we decided that, you know what, all these things should be the things that we use in carving a niche for ourselves.
And talking about collaborations, there was something that happened maybe like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That would have been very, very big, say 10 or 15 years ago.
Okay.
A Beyonce album that was like Nigerian. Like,
yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
The world seems to be paying attention differently, or
yes.
is it because of social media? What's changing?
Yeah, definitely. Technology has changed, because the minute you release something, or the minute you put out something in the market, someone who is not from your sphere or from your area gets it. You know, in those days, let's say 20, 25 years ago, until probably you're on tour, or maybe you were like the Majets and, you know, those people that had proper international backing as management. So, you know, so they would go on tour, and there was this process to, you know, getting to know them as artists and getting to know their music. But now someone in Kafanchan can just play your music, you know. So it's made the world smaller. And then we have great ambassadors that are pushing the boundaries. You have the Davidos, the Wizkids, you know, they're pushing the boundaries and making sure that, you know, the African sound becomes mainstream, not just, you know, a one-off. Yeah.
And shout out to the band with Oliver Twist.
Yes, because he started that movement.
He put a
definitely.
lot of punches in the ceiling.
Definitely.
And the other thing is, a lot of people say that the government hasn't done anything to support the industry, but there's something that happened that I remember very well.
Okay.
There was a local content law that required radio stations. This was probably even under the military.
Yes.
That said you had to play a certain number of minutes or hours for our local.
Yeah.
So I think that's one layer of government involvement a long time ago.
Yes, I agree.
What can the government do today to make things even much better? I mean, like piracy, like production rights, intellectual rights.
Yeah, intellectual rights. You know, I feel like if there are laws that protect our content and our intellectual property, we'll make money of it. There's a guy, I don't know if I'm sure you know him, Nico Mbaga. You know, he sang Sweet Mother. And you know, because I wanted to remake one of the most popular songs from this continent, I wanted to remake the song. So to get the rights, that's how I knew the story. And I realized he died a pauper because, you know, he had to give out his content for money. Now, when artists understand that their content is money and they know that it's protected, I can sit down and say, you know what, Waje, just be a recording artist. You don't have to perform. Or I can sit down and say, just be a performing artist. I don't have to.
Or a writer.
Or a writer, you know. So I feel these policies that protect us as artists and protect our content is important. And not only that, I also feel that, you know, you have the Spotifys and you have the Apple Music, and that's great. They do great stuff for us. But our realities and their realities are not the same. The minimum wage of the average Nigerian is around 30K.
You never even started the collection.
Did you understand? So at the end of the day, he's thinking, how do I subscribe to a music platform that I'm paying
$10 for each sound?
You understand what I'm saying? And he's not talked about his rent, he's not talked about feeding. So imagine if we had something that catered for our market with the sort of human capital, the sort of population that we have. Our musicians can only cater for 10% of that population and still be able to sustain their lives.
Very, very true. I need to talk about Red Velvet, your
Yes.
new album.
Yes.
I feel like in today's world that people that make albums, it's more a labor of love and a commitment to the art.
It is.
Than anything else.
That is what it is.
Right.
You hit, how they say the talk, and you hit the nail for the head. I mean the head or the nail, but you don't talk. You shall do it.
Yeah, because it's a singles market, right?
Yeah.
Now you've committed yourself to an album. Can you put us through the process, the idea, the themes in this album, Red Velvet?
Well, because it's also very important for you to hold your fans together. You know, it's a singles market. But there are fans that really just want to listen to a body of work, you know. And not only that, there are other things that it pushes for you in terms of the business side of things, you know. So I decided that I had put out quite a number. My last album was 2013, you know. So a long time ago. I understand the singles market. And it was after my last album, that Nurse came out, that Left for Good came out. Great songs. But I thought, let me create this body of work for lovers of Waje that can follow me on the journey that I'm telling a story to. And it wasn't exactly very convenient because I specifically and intentionally wanted the sound to be great. You know, I had people like Johnny Drill write and produce. I had people like Sizzle Pro, Spells. So it was quite intentional for me.
If something happened and auto-tune disappeared, and I don't know the other things that enhance people's voices. Your voice I heard has like 3 octaves. That's like some high-level stuff.
Yes, yeah.
So how do your fans get to see? I don't know how much you engage with your fans on social media. I get to see you outside of the studio, just you in your natural state.
Which is the reason why I started working on this concert. Because I feel like a lot of people that have hired me in the past, of course there are people that have watched me and enjoyed my performance, but it's usually short-lived, you know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Now you have a full experience.
Now you have a full experience. And the great thing about this concert is, because of my theater background, it's not necessarily a drama, but it's very visual and auditory. I'm an artistic person, naturally. And I want to be able to express that beyond Waje can sing. We all know that. I've proved my point.
You want to express the other layers of your personality and your talent.
Exactly. You know, so my team and I just thought, you know what, let's push our boundaries. Let's make this thing work. And I tell people it's the first of its kind because it's burlesque themed and it's serious business.
I was going to ask you what to expect. I'm glad you...
It is serious business, honey.
I'm glad you brought that out
already. I've been taking dance lessons for the past 3 months. And even the 3 months is not even enough because there's so much. See, the art world is so blessed that for every single thing you do, whether it's an instrument that you play or you're a dancer or you're an actor, it's a language that speaks volumes. And this opportunity has given me, you know, that insight. So I know what I'm going to deliver.
I can feel your vibes. I can feel the energy. Like,
as if,
like this is going to be extraordinary.
I can't wait.
So if you were going to like call an artist outside of Africa, not, you know, so no Lira, no the regular guys on our side, to come be with you on the day, so you guys could perform together, who would you call?
It would be Adele.
Adele, and Adele is quite scarce.
Well,
Adele only comes out when, you know,
she understands that, you know, oversaturation of the brand is not healthy.
Also, she's Adele, so she can afford it.
So
there's a conversation that I like to have that's like a bit personal.
Okay, tell me.
So you're like an entrepreneur, you an artist, you're a writer, you're all the different layers of the industry, you express yourself.
Yeah.
You're also a single mom.
Yes.
That, I think, is like probably the most important thing to you. Are you able to manage your commitment to your daughter Emerald, right, and to your art, where one doesn't miss out on the other?
Thank God she's no longer a child. That would have been a little bit difficult because she's 20 now and she's in school. So I think that some of the things that I didn't take advantage of earlier on was because of my commitment to her, you know, because at the time I had to be a mom. There are times when that's all you can be. And there are times when, you can be the businesswoman, but you get home early. You know, the time when it's buzzing and, you know, you need to go and network in our own industry is the time to play mom. You know what I mean? But the great thing about it is I have a great support system. My mom has really helped me. Without my mom, I won't have existed. And I'm not talking
Shout
about
out to your mom.
Yeah, the birth. No, after my child, my mom literally became her mother. So that gave me room to go back to school, gave me room to be with the artist, Waje, go for late night sessions, even when I knew I had a baby and all of that. You know, so my mom has really helped out. But still, it's not a job, it's who you are. Yeah, so you just have to.
You find a way to just live through it.
You have to.
Thrive at
yes,
the same time.
It's just the same way a banker would be at work and, you know, she's put it. I met a lady recently and she was just telling me, Waje, I have a 3-year-old and every time I go to work, he's in the daycare because I don't trust these nannies. Mothers do whatever they need to do to
shout out to moms.
Yes,
shout out to moms. Like,
yes.
So what was the idea? She was in this video with you and Johnny.
Yes, she was. You will laugh if I tell you the truth.
Tell me the truth.
So
let us know the truth.
Let's be honest. There's nothing eloquent or about it. It was just basically me sitting down thinking, okay, if Johnny and I do this video together and they see Johnny as my love interest, the world will stone me because that's some cougar situation going on. So I thought about it, and the truth is, that song reminds me of my daughter. So I said, you know what? Better still Johnny, and they're about the same age group, I think. He's probably a few years older, but it would make sense. So that's how she's in the video.
Interesting, because I'm a lover person. Right?
Okay.
I like love.
Yes. Oh, don't we all?
So I'm like, are there possibilities of you sometime maybe settling down, getting married?
Oh, yeah, if the
that?
opportunity comes. Oh, I sure do, but it's not like there's a tree somewhere where they plop this guy.
I would know, I'm single.
You know, but I do, yeah, I look forward to it. I look forward to that, definitely. And I thank God that, because the truth is, there's so many things that are personal that I can't say, really, but as a single mom and as a working woman, you make a decision whether you want it to come at a certain time of your life, maybe much earlier or much older when your child is grown and that sort of situation. But when it comes, I'll definitely embrace it.
Nice. You did wet our tongue with Red Velvet, but you've not told us the dates, who to expect,
right,
where.
Right. So it's on the 1st of September.
1st of September.
And I have to tell you, it's on my birthday.
1st of September.
Very emotional, very personal. So for all of you watching me, that's the best birthday gift you can give me. Go get your tickets.
9/1.
Yes.
2019.
Yes. So the 1st of September is at the Muson Share Hall. And it's 10K for regular, 50K to sit at a table, and 50K for a table.
And I know it's going to be an extraordinary experience.
Extraordinary, I promise. I've been working really hard for you guys, and I know that at the end of the day, I'm your Waje, you know that kind of
Red
thing.
Velvet, 1st of September, Muson
Yes.
Center, you've got to be there. 10K,
Yes.
50K.
And 500K for a table. And you get it at Naira Box, AfriTickets, and Aria.com.
Guys, go get the tickets. So Waje through the years now, I've taken you through these 3 or 4 generations that you've tried.
Oh, wow. You know, come to think of it, I didn't realize it until you said it.
So, where is Waje in 2025?
Wow. So one of the biggest burdens I have is the younger talents. I went through, I won't call it a bad experience anymore because it has shaped me. I started when I was 18. I didn't get my first break till I was 28, you know, and go on and on of ups, downs, and different things. And one of the biggest situations we have for talents is we really don't have great people that think about the talent.
To nurture them.
Yeah, we think more about what we're going to earn from them. We don't think about building them. So we don't have the mindset of investing in our talent. We don't have the mindset of teaching them, say, okay, learn something. Sometimes in my head, I'm like, why don't I know how to play the piano?
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Waje, you're so extraordinary. We could have this conversation for like all day.
Yes,
because you're not just talented, you're humane, and I like the fact that you're committed to the future.
Yeah.
But we've got to go now. Thank you so much for
fortunately,
coming. Red
thank
Velvet,
you.
September 1st.